resistance is what we say.
Utilize this period as a time to demystify Columbus.
500th anniversary is genocide, racism, bigotry, details of things that contribute to this country. We don't want your pity. We want your support because we need your help because we cannot continue another 500 years of these genocidal policies.
Christopher Columbus is the one who contributed to the extinction equation. The extinction of culture is going as fast as the extinction of plants and animals.
In 1836, Sam Houston defeated Santa Anna's army at the Battle of San Jacinto. It was the final struggle that pushed Mexico off land that was once theirs and into the hands of the Texas Republic. A treaty was written that would protect the rights of the Mexican people who were left as the new borders were drawn. But like all the treaties the U.S. made with Native American tribes, it was ultimately broken. Not long after, the Anglo businessmen who settled San Antonio created a festival, a battle of flowers, to commemorate the defeat of the Mexican army and initiate the Anglo rule. They created a fraternity called the Order of the Alamo and a faux monarchy which would dictate the formal agenda of the celebration. 101 years later, this festival exists as Fiesta, a week-long celebration which attracts over 300,000 tourists each year. The Anglo power structure that created Fiesta is still intact. However, now they capitalize off San Antonio's most attractive feature, its obvious ethnicity. Under the guise of celebrating diverse cultures, the city comes together to party and to forget. And because the history books tell us no differently, there are almost no questions as to why we are celebrating the appropriation of indigenous culture or why we are celebrating a genocide.
El gato negro, todas las leyes me buscarían. Soy peligroso, según lo dicen, un desarmado.
So we decided to do this documentary on Fiesta, which is weird because nobody criticizes Fiesta. It's a sacred issue here. We wanted to find out how it got to this point in 1992, how its racist theme has basically stayed the same for 101 years without anyone questioning it. I came back to San Antonio this year after 4 years of being away, and I freaked out on Fiesta. Not just because of its usual flamboyance and stark class divisions, but because I went to high school with the women who are queens and princesses this year. They are wealthy daughters of local businessmen, ancestors of those who started Fiesta. I really wanted to talk to them, to find out where they are coming from, how they justified buying a $50,000 dress with their parents' disposable income to wear in a parade where they would wave to brown people sitting on the ground, how they could shamelessly imitate European royalty in the most obvious visual metaphor for white privilege in this country. I wanted to talk to the queen of Fiesta, Kate, who had been in my 9th grade carpool and had been a diehard Michael Jackson fan. So I went to the bridal salon where she worked. And what it basically comes down to is this: racism and elitism masked as tradition. That their desire to reinforce family lineage and be on top of a float in an elaborate gown was stronger than their desire to ask questions about the implications of their actions. But then again, that's nothing new.
The float that you see here is sponsored by the Christopher Columbus Italian Society. It's the oldest Italian society in the United States, over 102 years old. In celebration of the 500-year anniversary of the discovery of America, we decided we're going to represent Italy in this manner. So I'm Cristoforo Colombo. Then here we have our sailors. We have our king and queen of Spain. The sponsor of our trip. Wasn't for them, the Italians would never made down here either.
This is obviously anytime there's a big event and there's an important person, there's controversy. We saw it with Kennedy, we saw it with Martin Luther King, and we'll see it with Columbus. We saw it just a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, with the Supreme Court Justice. So we'll always see controversy. It's not our intention as a society to make it a negative approach. We're not really, our intent is not to degrade any of the people, and I think that the Mexican Americans, the Indians, and all the other cultures, in fact, we've invited a number of them to advise us for critiques. And we've gotten tremendous response from them. I think that San Antonio is a stronger melting pot, even though it's over 50% Mexican American. It's a stronger melting pot of diverse cultures, Germans and Italians as well. We've lived together long enough that we appreciate each other's culture.
I suppose you probably know that this is a pretty controversial time right now with the 500 years, and that some people are kind of trying to represent the other viewpoint of the 500 years, which is the indigenous peoples. And I wonder if you know if anyone in this parade is actually trying to represent the other side of the 500 years. The side of those who were conquered, those who were like basically the victims of Columbus's arrival.
No, I don't know. I'm from out of town.
Okay.
Fiesta is basically a time when white people, when the white community of San Antonio, when the business community, when the capitalist community of this town makes money off of its poor people. The majority of the people in San Antonio, 56 to 65% of the community is Chicano, is Latino. Another 7% is black. And it is that group of people of color, who come and spend 10 days of all their hard-earned money having fun, forgetting their past, forgetting their present crises of how hard they work, of how hard it is to raise children with very little money, making minimum wage. They spend their money getting drunk. They spend their money forgetting. And I mean, who knows the history, the true history of fiesta kind of comes when we don't even want to remember what we struggle with on a day-to-day basis. And yet, the white folk make money off of us, and they don't realize, the Chicano, the people of color communities don't realize the reality of...
This is dark glasses, right? We just bring our own chairs, bring our own drinks and everything, and the excitement, the beginning to the end. That's great, you know. And the prices go higher as you get closer to it, you know, as you get closer to it. But, you know, right here, you see everything. You can't miss nothing. It's the beginning all the way to the end.
Coming here since high school, which is over 10 years. And the way we set up is usually my family, because this is all my family right here. All these people right here. See, we've been coming here for the longest time. What else do you want to know?
And I'm here at San Antonio Fiesta in San Antonio, Texas. Our float is New Beginnings, as you can see. It's a Christopher Columbus float, and it's for the Ronald McDonald House, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And we do it every year. We're happy to be here. I don't know that the population in San Antonio is certainly predominantly Hispanic. And of the Hispanic population, the majority is Mexican-American or of Mexican heritage. San Antonio is a party town, and we'll take any opportunity to have a party. Fiesta initially was a celebration of San Jacinto, which was a defeat of the Mexican army. But we don't look at it that way anymore. We look at it as something that happened in history, but we have our life to live now, and we can't dwell on what happened in the past. But we just have to look at what we have to look forward to in the future and do the best with what we got. And that's how we operate here, basically.
Hi, I'm Nelson Wolf, Mayor of the City of San Antonio.
Have you gotten any protest groups that have wanted to enter a float in terms of, you know, Chicano groups that might, representing indigenous people? Or is that not
I don't think that's been a problem here. I mean, we let just about anybody that wants to fly their colors, fly their colors.
Right, so there hasn't been any indication that
No. There was a period of time when there was some, obviously through our history, some adjustments to ethnic groups here in the city of San Antonio, but by and large that time has passed us.
Great. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
My friend Jerry in college used to make fun of my annual trips back home to Fiesta Week. He never said anything really analytical or nothing very constructive, but still, it was my first real exposure to criticism of Fiesta Week, which up until then, from the time I was a kid at the parades to now drinking beer at Oyster Bay, Fiesta was really nothing more than having fun, nothing really to think about. By then, though, I was into photography, documentary photography. And so with these visits, I'd mix along with parties in Niosa and Oyster Bay and stuff. A first real attempt to document Fiesta, and with some kind of detached, objective viewpoint. And because of certain photographers I was studying and influenced by, I was looking for irony in subject matter, in situations, in events. So I started hanging out at parades a lot and taking pictures of Battle of Flowers, Fiesta, Flambeau, Night Parade. Meanwhile, I'm going through this cultural awakening trip. The usual middle-class Hispanic angst. Anyway, so there I am at these parades, taking photographs of like these decked-out queens and these beautiful floats, and you know the brown faces in the crowds waving at them, and I found out that the irony that I've been looking for, hanging out in my Gary Winogrand mode, was actually all around me and had been for years. I was missing the obvious, the forest for the trees syndrome. How could I not want to turn my camera to this chaos and not say, look, does anyone get the joke?
Okay, my name is Fidel Delgado. I'm with the LULAC Scholarship Committee, and Core Float was built by our organization. It was built, the float's been modified every year, and this is our theme this year was the Little Mermaid, so we built the float accordingly to whatever the parade theme is, and that's what we're doing.
We're just trying to find a Latino organization that did kind of counter their float and see if someone would kind of present the other side.
Well, we're not countering. We're just trying to, help the, well, it's just, we try to blend, work with the whole rest of the community, It's not a matter of counter, we're just working with them.
My name is Ben Alvarado from the Walmart stores, and this is...
I'm Yolanda Calloway from Walmart number 1235 here in San Antonio, Texas.
Our theme is for the Americas. The Americas. Christopher Columbus coming in with the Spaniards, and most of the people that are coming in to the United States.
From North America all the way to Central and South America. Brazil.
I'm Christopher Columbus.
Okay, and I'm from Mexico, representing Mexico. And we have a Spanish lady. We have Brazil also being represented. And we also have the Statue of Liberty, the Lady of Liberty. And we have another lady over here from Mexico represented. We also have Spain being represented, since it's part of the Americas.
Say hello! Come here, how's it going? I think that during Fiesta Week, it is a celebration of a lot of things. I think people have lost the sense of what Fiesta was really all about. Maybe I don't even know it also myself, but it's a time where people come together, party. It's, what, after Palm Sunday, so everyone kind of lets loose and has a good time. To me, Fiesta was always just another form of celebration. I never really took it to heart as anything other than that. But I think that now it's becoming maybe more of a cultural hip thing to me. You know, I try and stay away from the Fiesta events because it's nothing but chaos. You know, people from all over the place. It's a big thing. It's a big thing here.
Culture and art. And then when Columbus came here, rather when Cortez came here, they thought that he was Quetzalcoatl, because in the Aztec legend he had gone off to the east, and in the same way he came back. But we're representing also the continuation of Quetzalcoatl. So this is Quetzalcoatl.
Could you describe this part again, like you just did?
This is the past. This part here is the past, and then also here, especially in San Antonio, there's a lot of Mexican people here who the past is not over yet with, because the past is still part of the present. And so this has been having pride in our Indian and our indigenous background.
What's happening at the end of with the planet? With
in the back, they have Columbus, if he would have discovered another planet, and there he discovers the lizard people.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Insomniac counting sheep. I can't sleep, so I count white sheep. Alpha waves flowing into a stream. Streams of dreams, streams of consciousness. Over the rainbow, I see Christopher Columbus bringing firewater, horses, and disease. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you, Isabella. Thank you, Catholic Church, for our generous dose of genocide. Las gringas de la sociedad se ponen sus vestidos más bonitos. Some of them cost thousands and thousands of dollars, como reinas. Who is more social than thou? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who has more money than thou? Whose family has more social and political clout? For 1 week, the city and its social debutantes engage in a power, money, and popularity battle of the flowers. Por una semana, se les olvida la tristeza. Don't rain on my parade.
Fiesta's a great place. It is fun. Yeah. Fiesta!